Yes. Hello, everyone. And you're so welcome to today's class. My name is Odurole Mojibola. I'm a mother and entrepreneur. I major in demystifying shoemaking for beginners and those who would love to upgrade their skills and knowledge. Now, one of those things I love to do is I love to ignite your passion. When you are creative, it's actually an image is a part of God that is actually being exhibited in us. Creativity is actually an aspect of God that is made manifest in human being. And for me, I love to let you know that there is actually a creative ability in you, and especially when it comes to leather works, when it comes to shoemaking, I love to ignite your passion, because I believe so strongly that igniting another person's candle doesn't off yours. What it does is the ignition continues. The ignition continues. I want you to imagine when an individual is holding a candle, probably a lighted candle, so to say, and another person just came close, or you decide to stretch it and say, oh, you need to ignite your candle, and the person just come close, or you go close to the person and you ignited the person's candle using yours. Don't forget that the same person you ignited can also use his or her own candle to also ignite another person. So, particularly one of the major vision, one of the major drive for Jibbyfem Forte is igniting your passion for creativity. And I would like to let you know that if you're considering a suitable tutor or mentor for your leather craft, whether it's bag making, whether it's shoemaking, whether it's majorly leather crafts, I want you to know that you have the right person here with you. And for this particular class, I'm going to be your tutor as well as your instructor. So thank you so much. I hope you are ready. Now, the next thing we are going to be looking at today, which is the first day, is we'll be looking at what basically we need to know about shoemaking. We will start the class by introducing ourselves to shoemaking. And the first thing we're going to be looking at is, who is a shoemaker? What do I need to know? What do I need to be a shoemaker or a bag maker? Is it difficult to be a shoemaker? As in, what made a chemist like me? Because somebody like me, I read chemistry in school, and what will make me go into such a kind of business or vocation? And questions like, how can I start my shoemaking business without having any money with me? How do I start my business or leather craft business? Do I need a sewing machine? So basically, this is what we are going to be looking at today. Now, I'm going to start with, who is a shoemaker. Now, an artisan is actually an artisan, somebody who works, who use their hands to work. If somebody, an artisan is somebody who creates something, somebody who's involved in crafts. That is who an artisan is. So it's like shoemaker is actually a craftsman who works with new leather to make shoes, make different kind of footwears. Shoemakers, they may produce a range of footwear items, including shoes, boots, sandals, clogs, and moccasin. Now, so many times I've had people say, I'm a cobbler. Oh no, I'm a shoemaker. Oh no, I'm a cordwainer. And the fact still remains that majority of these things, of these names, actually go together with themselves. Now, for example, when you look at a shoemaker and a cordwainer, for example, you'll find out that a shoemaker is just a person who makes shoe, while a cordwainer is a shoemaker. In short, the two of them are the same thing. You understand? So we should not get ourselves confused about this. You can call yourself a cordwainer if you sew, which you can call yourself a shoemaker. As long as what you do is you work with new leather to make shoe, then you are a shoemaker. Now, there is another name that is so popular, which is also a cobbler. What cobblers do generally is they repair. Many a times they don't work with new leather. They cannot even create a sandal. Yes, most of those cobblers who repairs our shoe cannot even, work with, as in create a new footwear. So as a shoemaker, you are just a craftsman or woman who works with new leather to make majorly shoes. So when it comes to those who make bag, what they do is they actually make different kind of bag, whether it's actually a classic office bag, clutch purses, school bags, you know lunch box, lunch bag, travel boxes. There, in short, there are so many of this that has come together when it comes to using leather, majorly using leather. And when you talk about leather crafts, you talk about belts, you talk about back, in short, a lot of things. When you talk about even wristbands, even necklaces, some people still use leather for all of those things. So particularly when you say you are a shoemaker, we are talking about those people who work with new leather to make footwears generally. Now, let's go to what do I need to become a shoemaker. Now, the reason why I'm practically discussing this is because I want us to know, and I want us to pay attention to every bit of this. You have to know your niche. That is the first thing I think I need you to know. And that's why I'm starting with this particular introduction tonight. Know your niche. What do I mean? Who do you want to save? Is it men? Is it women? Is it children? What kind of footwear do you want to make? Is it covered shoes? I mean, is it formal or casual? Do you want to major on heels? Do you want to major on children's sandal? Is it just slides? You have to know your niche. Know the set of people you want to serve. You cannot serve everybody. This is very important. You can't serve everybody. And don't plan at any point in time to serve everybody. That is one you have to know. I want us to think about that. Take note of it and think about it tonight so that as we continue tomorrow, you begin to decide. Pray over it because it's an important part of any vocation you want to go into. Pray about it. Holy Spirit, open my eyes to see. Help me to know what do you exactly want me to get involved in. That is why He left the Holy Spirit for us to guide us. And that's why you will see somebody doing a particular business and the person will be thriving in it, whereas another person will be struggling. Because there is an instruction that is backing up what one is doing and the other one is doing it either out of, oh, they say it's lucrative, let me join. I hope you understand me. So let's quickly go to the scale or size. Now, how do you want to start? Do you want to start small? Do you want to start medium or big? Because some people want to really start massively. They want to get big equipments. They want to get everything in place. And when you want to do that, you surely need to employ. You have to employ hands. You have to employ, trained personnel. So you have to employ a lot of people who are actually skilled in one area of shoemaking or the other. And if it's a small scale, you can start right in your house. Because somebody like me till now, I still have a room in my own house where I actually make all of my footwears. Yes. So I want us to, that's why I told us in the first, introduction that I'm a mother and I'm an entrepreneur. You understand? So all these things are things we can actually do at the comfort of our home. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is business type. Do you want to partner with people or you want to do it solely? I want us to go and think over this. That is why I'm introducing us to every of this tonight. Please think about it. Do I want to partner with people? I know people who don't make footwear, but they collect orders for footwear, give it to me, and they go and sell it. Some people may just want to go into, they just love footwears. They just love footwears. And they are so passionate about it that they are ready to market it. So some people are just like that. They just want to do partnership. They don't want, and they have money to actually order. I have had people say, oh, I love this, your vocation. I'm not sure I want to let, but I want to make sure that I market it for you. And I have people like that. They will send money and I will make product for them and they will market it themselves. So ask yourself, do I want to partner or I want to really learn how to make it and begin to produce myself? Which of them do I want to do? Then you can progress to going for a training. Going for a training. That is the next thing. Register and go for, especially if you know you want to do a small scale, you definitely have to go for training. Even if it's a large scale, it's important you know about the business you are investing in before you commence. Before you commence. So that is very important. Now, the next question we are going to be attending to is it difficult to be a shoemaker? Now, so many times, one of those things we begin to look at is that, will I be able to do this thing? And I have found out that there are so many things that we can do with the help of God. In short, even our Bible says it that with God all things are possible. It said nothing is impossible with God. So as far as I am concerned, there is nothing you choose to do and you set it before God that He will not help you to be able to achieve. There are so many things I couldn't do when I started. I remember very well that I used to tell the person teaching me, are you sure I will know this thing? I don't understand what you are cutting. I don't understand the way you are doing it. But I remember very well that God taught me a particular lesson, because as at the time I learned, I was, of course, I was married. It wasn't as if I learned it when I was single. I was married. So those of us who are not married, I just congratulate you, because it's actually an opportunity to invest in yourself. So I of course, I remember I used to tell my children, probably they are working on their assignment and they are like complaining and say, Mommy, I cannot do this. And I'll say, no, you can do it. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That was what the Holy Spirit reminded me. And He told me, if you can tell your children they can do all things, tell yourself as well. And since that day I started, I will always tell myself I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I have understanding. I have the understanding of this shoemaking. I have and the truth, I will tell you the truth, God helped me. Because if I will tell you that it's because, oh, I know how to do it, it's a lie. I cannot draw anything. As at the time I started, I couldn't draw. What do you want me to draw? I cannot even draw something, it's so bad. But because I put my heart to it, and I trusted God for help, because for me, that is one virtue every one of us has to, embrace, trusting God for help. The truth is that what people think you cannot do, you see yourself doing it and thriving in it just because you trusted God for help and you were not listening to what people were saying. People will so many times tell you, who told you? It's men's work, Joe. What are you doing here? I just smile and look at them. So, as far as I'm concerned, knowing fully well that with God all things are possible, my answer is actually a big no. It's not difficult. It becomes difficult when you believe you are the one that will help yourself. And don't forget, when I mean trusting God for help, as you do it and you are making mistakes, you try again. Consistency with God is part of it. God wants us to be consistent. You cannot just say, okay, hey, I tried it once, I didn't get it, I'm not doing it again. No, that is not it. You have to keep doing it and keep doing it until you finally get the result you want. So let me quickly move to the next slide. Say, what made me become a shoemaker? Now, personally, I was saying it in the other slide that, okay, what will make a chemist like me want to become a shoemaker? And my only answer is purpose. I remember before I left my service year, I was just trusting God for what exactly to do. For me, carrying God along in everything you do is what makes your journey in life easy. Some of us believe, so I'm smart, I'm very intelligent. I appreciate intelligence, but I appreciate it more when you maximize the presence of the Holy Spirit that's inside of you. You'll be surprised what you do, what other people are doing in years. You see God helping you to achieve it in months. So, as far as I'm concerned, I actually found purpose in shoemaking. Of course, I did not fully understand what I was doing when I started it. I did not fully understand, but I knew I was supposed to go into vocation. And before that particular time, before I learned shoemaking, I had already learned how to, I remember I learned how to make bags. I learned how to make clothes, and I was just learning them because God told me you are going to go into vocation, and it's going to be a vocational training, and that is what brought me here today. So for me, training others was one of the reasons, one of my main purpose of actually learning shoemaking. I wanted to impart other people. Apart from the fact that I wanted to learn and make for myself and my children, I was thinking, okay, if I learn it, I can also teach other people as well. And God has actually taken it beyond me. That's just the simple truth. I didn't know it was going to go this way. That's just the truth. I didn't know. But I remember God told me about vocation when I was trusting Him as regards what to do. So if you are here and you think you can just live your life casually, somebody tell you a business is thriving, you just want to go into it, please, I'm begging you. It's not every business you can do. Trust me. It's not every business you can do. And if there's anyone that is you're passionate about, your passion is right in it, trust God for help. Even if you're having challenges, trust God. Let Him guide you as regards how to do it. Many people may be doing it in a popular way, but you have to make your own difference, which is one of the reasons my YouTube channel, if you watch, you will find out that I try to explicitly explain. It's an instruction I'm following. If I copy other people who will just tell you half and expect you to go and look for the other half somewhere or come and pay them because of the half, I might not have gotten this opportunity that mommy gave to me to be here today. And every day when I remember and as I was planning towards this and trusting God, I want you to know that I'm just appreciating God for the opportunity that she has given to me. As you decide on which of the shoemaking aspects you actually want to face, I will say that we should just prepare ourselves to actually do it passionately, do it purposefully, try to create the best out of whatever options you will be picking or whichever vocation you choose at one point or the other. So let's quickly move to the next, which is shoe and bag making profitable? Yes, the business is lucrative. Yes, I mean it's lucrative. And trusting God for divine guidance to make it much more worth the while. Any business you can save from and get good patronage, and then people recommend your job to others, such business is said to be lucrative. The only thing is that, of course, even if God is backing you up and you are not packaging yourself well, you don't have a good woman relation, you don't know how to pamper your customers, not treating them well, disregarding them, all those ones too can actually affect the work. So sometimes you have difficulties even when it comes to deliveries, all this logistic, and somebody saying, I've not received it, I hope my goods are safe, I hope my order is safe. Of course, you have to be patient. There are a lot of things that one would definitely learn. But I will say that it is a lucrative and a profitable business that one can venture into. Although at a start, one may not be able to really understand, but as you continue and you learn to manage your materials and your the little resources that is coming in, you get to see that it's actually a profitable business. Now let's move that. Is it possible to start shoemaking without money or capital? How can I start a shoe business with no money? You can start a shoe company without much money. It's not as if you can start without money, because you definitely have to get one or two tools. And even if you don't have all of the tools, somebody like me, when I started, I remember I have hammer. My husband is into electrical and engineering, so I think we have hammer too. I remember very well, we had hammer. Our center table became my working table. Yes, our center table, I turned it to a working table. He had to give it to me and tell me, just go and be using it. It became a working table. Then what else did I? Of course, measuring tape. And then when it comes to utility knife, I had to buy utility knife. I remember I bought the utility knife, for example, is in different grades. You can buy 200 for a start, 200 naira or 300, and begin to use. When you are able to buy that which is of 800 naira, then you can decide to go further like that. So there's no way you are not going to start with actually money, no matter how small. But what I do is the tools and the equipment I do have, I've always visit a shoemaking shop. I just relate with them and let them know I make shoes too. I would like to use their tools. If they are not in use, you will sit down there, you will do what you want to do. When you are through,
you move back to your house. And I found out that while I was there, a lot of people got interested in shoemaking, probably because I'm a woman, and all of them, they were men. So I remember a woman came to me and was like, my daughter wants to learn, and she wants to learn from you. I'm like, ma, I just came to use their tools, I'm not the owner of the shop. Please talk to him. And I think another thing we just need to do is just ensure that you trust God for favor, because I know some people may not allow you to use their tools. Some people are that critical, they will say they are in use. But even as you go out trusting God that today, Lord, I'm going to be favored in the sight of these people. They will treat me like a queen when I get there. They will treat me like a queen. You understand? You just find out that those people who don't know you just embrace you, because the people I went to, I didn't know them. I did not know them. I just told him, oh, I learned shoemaking. I don't know. I would like to use your lace, because then I didn't have lace. I would like to use your filing machine. And he would tell me, no problem. And sometimes I just go there when even I don't have any work to do, see what they are doing. You understand? It's not because of anything, see what they are doing. If there's anything you can help them with, help them just once in a while. That is how to incorporate yourself and make sure that at least you don't have to start with a lot of money. You can speak to people. And we all know that a successful brand will need a unique feature or market niche to stand out and compete with the big dogs. The truth is that that's why I was telling us about, creating a niche. If you don't get there and find out that, oh, they are always making male slippers and it's like it's selling, I want to go into male slippers, when you told yourself at the beginning that you wanted to be making female slippers or children. No. The truth is that God will create the market around whatever niche finally He leads you into. So I want us to work on it. The truth is that in all of my class, I don't differentiate. What I do is you can learn everything. But I always say that even in the class, I always say that just ensure that you pick a niche is important as far as I'm concerned. For a start, at least let them know you can make children's sandal like no other. So when they are thinking children's sandal, they are thinking you. I remember a lady that came to one of my class. She's into four slides. So she says into four slides. She was like, oh, I want to learn how to make shoe. I want to learn how to make bag. I told her, relax. You are into four slides, as I can see. As in, do it like no other. You can still put other ones, but please face that four slide majorly. Until now, anytime I see a page, I see more of four slide than any other thing. So when you are thinking four slide, you are thinking about her. So many of those things doesn't mean you cannot do anything under. You do every other thing, but let everybody see that one, that if you are good at this, if you tell them, if they come to your door and say, I saw you made some beautiful children's sandal, can you make a slide for me, a women's slide or a unisex slide for me and my husband? Of course you answer, yes, I can. As you can see, we are able to make children. Yes, we can too. And that's how you begin to take every other ones. So please, let's look at it that way. Our uniqueness is what will make us be able to compete with the other market. And we also need a unique name. You need a unique name for your brand name. Don't just pick any name. A distinctive logo. You need a brand statement. Let them know. For me now, I always say igniting your passion. That is for my training, for my vocational training. My major brand statement is igniting your passion. I just want to ignite your passion. And when it comes to the shoe manufacturing aspect of it, for me, it's comfort. All I think about is comfort. I just want you to be comfortable. I just want you to be comfortable in my footwears. So those are the things that we really need to really look at. So you don't really have to go and look for 100 million naira to start. No. The first thing you need is yourself. Make yourself available to be teachable. So many of these things that we find ourselves struggling with is because we have not submitted ourselves and allow ourselves to be taught. You will find out that all these things are not gifts. We just find what you need is not even the gift. Just be teachable. The gift will be there. It will come because you are teachable. Those gifts that is hidden will begin to emanate from you. So it's very possible to start with at least not much money. Now, how do I start my shoemaking or leather craft? I think we have already talked about this. You have to definitely, create a niche, know the capacity. Is it big or small? How do I want to stand your brand name? You have to get yourself trained and so much more. Now, do I need a sewing machine?